All right, welcome everybody to this week's client support webinar. Today is September 14th. Okay, so last week, unfortunately, we had a family incident, so we had to take care of that. We're back in the saddle this week, and so hopefully you'll have your questions for me here. This is a webinar for you, okay? It's not a sales webinar. It's basically one where I can help you learn how to use the software and, of course, answer any questions. So whether you bought a home study course or something of that nature, this is the right place for you to come each and every week to get your questions answered. So I hope everybody's doing good. Summer's winding down, right? We're here in San Diego. We had like 100 degrees last week. This week now we're in the 60s. Go figure, right? All right, so before I get going here, Jean, do you have anything you want to bring up for the day?
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, goody. I had trouble finding my unmute button. Anyway, I really don't, other than welcome everybody.
Okay.
We have a Wednesday Night Live event on September 28th. Would love for you all to join us. I'll be sending out an invitation to that. And also you can find a registration link in your Monday night kickoff weekly email that comes on Mondays. And that's about it, Bennett.
Okay, so Wednesday Night Live coming up later this month, and we'll let you know the topic at that time as well. Also, too, just a quick announcement. We've got the summit coming up here in San Diego starting tomorrow. So I know we got a full room here today. I know several of you are coming. I'm really looking forward to meeting you. It's going to be a great, great time. Buckle your seatbelt, get a lot of sleep, because I'm telling you, it's nonstop. Thursday, we meet from 3 p.m. to 9. We're going to cover nothing but what you need to know to actually trade the markets on Friday. So it's going to be really fast paced. You'll blink and it'll be over, but you'll learn a lot. So looking forward to seeing you there. We've got people coming in from all over the country, East Coast, Northeast, you name it. We do not have anybody from overseas this year, which is kind of interesting. But we do have some people from overseas that I think are attending, that may be attending the live online session. So, and by the way, if you want to attend that, let us know, because we still have, of course, seats available for that. But the actual in-person one is pretty booked up now. So, all right, so that is it. I guess I'll go ahead and cut my cam off here and start showing charts, because that's why we're here. Yes.
While you do that, I see we have a couple of new folks that might be getting used to the GoToWebinar panel. So Bennett loves questions, so please locate the chat area and give us a hello to say that yes, you can find the chat, hear our voices, and also see the screen. So Milind, I'd love to hear from you. Krishnan, you've been here before, and everybody else, Patrick, Ronald, Avinash, Alexander. But if you could all just kind of give me a little hello in the chat, that would be great, just to let me know that it's working. Thank you.
All right, good, Jean, thank you. All right, so how many new people do we have this week? How many new people? Because I know some
Quite
people
a few.
yeah, a lot of people purchased software for the Labor Day special, so I think they're here for that. All right, so because there is a little learning curve, and that's why you come here. I'm going to teach you how to use it, all right? And if you have any questions on setting up and so forth. Okay, great. Christian, how are you? Nice to have you here as well. All right. Yeah, good turnout here. Patrick, my day trading buddy, how are you doing out there? Don't forget, folks, we have that day trading room. It's a great room, really fun. We're doing well this year, so definitely tune into that. We're going to be doing some day trading on Friday at the summit, so we're kind of looking forward to that. All right, well, let me jump in. I got a few administrational items, I have to go through first. Let me just do that real quick. All right, first thing I've got to, of course, warn you about are the risks involved in trading. Like I always say, without the risk, like in everything in life, there's no opportunities. The two go hand in hand. But we do want you to realize that there is risk in short-term trading, also called speculation. So you need to understand that, and of course, know how to protect yourself against that with risk control. Check with your financial advisor. Make sure you are, of course, trading trades that you can afford to trade and are suitable for you, and they'll help you decide what that is and your tolerance to risk and all that kind of good stuff. And also to make sure you use risk capital. Always trade with money you can afford to risk. Don't trade with your rent or your mortgage, okay? That never ends well. And then finally, in terms of risk control, know how to calculate trade size and also risk to reward and things of that nature. And I've got a great new book on the far right called The Money Management for Traders. This book costs a whopping 15 bucks, all right? So it's affordable for everybody. And what you want to do with this book is actually take the concepts in this book and go ahead and implement them into your trading program. It's that simple. I give you all the key concepts in that book, and it's a quick read. And it is almost like a condensed or cliff note version of my other book called The Trader's Money Management System on the far left-hand side. That really is a deep dive into risk control. It's a longer book. But that book on the far right, if you just want to, take the formulas, know what you need to know, that's the book for you. Also, too, The Art of Trading. If you're using the art software or just starting out in trading, that's a great book. We're coming out with a second edition in spring. So Wiley contacted us and they wanted us to do a second edition because this edition was so popular. So we said, sure. And so that is going to be available in the spring. And then we got the Survival Guide for Traders. Okay, that's a book, a great reference. And the Elliott Wave Techniques, of course, is the Elliott Wave. So all that kind of good stuff is there. Now, quick thing on the software. I always like to go over this every couple of weeks just to let people know what's going on. All right, so when we talk about charting software, we're talking about this top row of software tools. And that consists of the ART, and then indicators at the bottom called the OWL, PTF, TLM, and ERI. Some people will start out with just the ART and then add these other indicators. Now, we also have packaged these three indicators in something we call the toolbox. And the toolbox, all right, is OWL, PTF, and TLM. And you can use these, of course, in conjunction with the ART. And then we have a specific indicator that measures fear and greed on the far hand right that is also, an indicator that sits at the bottom of the chart. And that is called the ERI, or Emotional Reader Index. And then below that, we have a whole set of scanners. Our newest one is the multiple time frame scanner. And we have the trade confirmer, turbo scanner, and Elliott Wave. So this is how we scan the universe of stocks, futures, forex, whatever markets you trade, bonds, whatever it is. If you can get it into the charting platform, these scanners will pick it up from there. And then finally, no trading system is complete without good money management. And that's where these software tools come into play. Risk reward calculator, trade size calculator, and the trader's assistant. Let me quickly just go over. The trader's assistant, basically, you enter your trades in there, whether they're open, pending, or closed, and it analyzes your closed results and keeps track of all your open positions and your pending positions. It's a great tool. I use it in the day trading room specifically for that. And it gives you statistics that you're not going to get from your broker. So it's really great statistics in there, as well, of course, an equity curve. And then the risk to reward calculator does everything the trade size calculator does and more. It calculates the risk to reward basically on any particular trade that you put the parameters in there for, like the target zone and things like that. The trade size will do just that, trade size. But this does the trade size and the risk to reward. Now, if you own the trade size and you want to upgrade, we have a special upgrade price for that. Okay, so you don't have to pay full price for it. But that's the software we have out there. And it really is the ultimate trading system because it covers all the important aspects you need to know, all right, to find stocks, enter and exit, and risk control. And so that is really, really important. When I first started trading, I remember I went my wife and I went to a trade show. This is probably 30 some odd years ago. And a guy was selling a trading system there, and we asked about risk control. and he didn't know how to answer that. So his system would tell you when to go in, but not risk control. You know, if you don't have risk control, you're dead. So it wasn't a complete approach, and you have to have a complete approach. So you have to have risk control or you're going to be out of business really quick. All right, so just kind of keep that in mind. All right, let me just go through questions here. Feel free to type them in there. And all right, so let's see. All right, Avanish, hopefully I said that correctly. I'm not sure I did, but he says, I moved to a new PC and need to move the TC indicators and the calculator to Windows-based PC from my old PC. Can I just download them again from the TC site and install, or do I need to remove the old PC that would be installed on the? Okay, so here's what you're going to do with that. We try to make this as simple as possible for you. So you can only run our software on 2 computers. You know, most people, so, you know, that's a desktop and a laptop. And you can buy additional licenses if you know, for example, we have quite a few hedge funds using our software. So they buy additional license for all their stations that they have set up. But in your case, all you have to do is email support@traderscoach.com or fill a ticket out. We reset your licenses. It's the same licenses. You don't need new licenses. If you need us to resend them, let us know. Okay, we'll resend them to you and reset them. They need to be reset, all right? Then you just open up the 2 computers that you want these things to be active on, and that's all you have to do. But you do have to reinstall it on your new computer. So anytime you have a new computer, you have to reinstall our software, and you're right. You just go to the download area and download the software for your particular program, and then install it, and all the instructions are in the installation folder. And the folder is a zip file because we have to put it in there, or else it is too large to go over the internet because it is an installation file. So all the instructions are in there, and you read the instructions and you're good to go. Now, we provide a service at a cost, all right, called Platinum Software Care. So if you do it, you can't make it work or something's wrong, you pay for that service and we'll remote on to your computer, our engineer, software engineer, and he'll install it for you, okay? So that's available if you need it. It's pretty expensive because I have to pay him to do it, but in any case, it's a service we offer because, you know, you need to have that in case somebody needs help with that. And a lot of people are happy to pay for it because it makes their life a lot easier, and they're not always, you know, so computer literate that they know how to fix things. So that's available for you. So hopefully I answered your question. Now, if you go into the software download area is in the VIP portal, you know, that one called Customer Hub, Traders Coach Customer Hub. You can access that through our website at traderscoach.com, and it's a client login, and you need a username and password. If you don't have that, let us know, and we'll resend that to you. If you go to the software download area and you can't get access, let us know. We updated that, and we may have to give you approval for that area. But I think if you bought the software within the last year or 2, you should be okay in there. All right, so you know, that's how you do it. So hopefully I answered your question. Good. All right. Okay, anybody else have anything? Anybody else? All right, well, let me, so this is what our software looks when it's running on TradeStation. All right, this is what it looks like when it's on NinjaTrader. And one thing I wanted to say here, which is kind of interesting, I was talking to a client yesterday, and you know, we came out with the MTF scanner. And the MTF scanner on TradeStation, there's a little bit of an initial setup in that if you're going to use 3 stocks on one scanner, you know, you have to, because TradeStation's intervals work in rows, not columns. Now this is for TradeStation only. If you're using NinjaTrader, you're not going to have to worry about this. But in TradeStation, the columns, okay, are the indicators, and then, or the study, and then the rows indicate the symbol and the interval. See it right up here where I am here? Okay. So what you need to do if you want to have all 3 readings on one, okay, then go ahead, and we have a template for this. copy and paste the template in, and we'll give you 3 symbols, but you do have to manually go in and then change the time frames you want. All right, not a big deal if you're, trading a handful of stocks like the futures or something. That's easy to do, but when you have the S&P 500, that's a task and a half. Okay, but we tried to make it as easy as we could by giving you a template so you wouldn't have to type the symbols in at least 3 times. So, if you have your default set up for a daily, then you have to go in and change, because you'll get 3 dailies here. You have to go in and manually change them to the intervals you want, like a 60 daily and weekly. So you'd have to change too. It's pretty quick once you get the hang of how to do it, but it is a setup that's involved. So keep that in mind. But now here's what a client did. And then here's what I'm trying to get a hold of. What he does is he puts them all on one tab, like here. He'll put everything on one tab and just have that entire tab an interval of 60 minutes. And then what he'll do is he'll see which ones are on the MTF scanner that are either bullish or bearish. And then he'll have a daily tab, and he'll bring those over to the daily tab and see what that MTF scanner is showing. And if that MTF scanner is showing the same as the 60-minute scanner in this example, then that is a go, okay? Then he'll copy and paste that one and put it into the weekly if he wants, and see what the weekly is showing. So that way, it's kind of a nifty, easy way to copy and paste into the different time frames, and it may be easier for somebody. All right. So do you understand what I mean by that? You guys using TradeStation, was I clear enough on that? Because it really kind of made sense. Because you can by clicking on the column, you can segregate all the bears from the bulls and copy and paste the bulls or the bears, and then bring them over to the next time frame tab and paste them in there and see which ones agree with the 60, and then there's your candidates. Kind of cool, huh? I thought that was pretty smart. So that is definitely something there for you, okay? Definitely a possibility. All right, now, what else do I want to show you today? Let's see. All right, so on both TradeStation and Ninja, I have 3 time frames set up. And many of you are familiar with the multiple time frame analysis. Some may not be. All right, you can, on this one here for position trading, I use the daily in the center, I use the 60-minute on the left, and the weekly on the right. Now, how many out there, is this new to you? How many people are new to this type of layout, so to speak? Okay, quite a few. Okay, good. All right, so that's for position trading, but check this out. All right, I also have it's set up for day trading. And for my day trading, that would be a 1-minute time frame, a 15-second time frame, and a 5-minute time frame over on the far right. Okay, and then also what I do up here is I just quickly am able to go back and forth between markets by clicking on symbols that I have entered in to the market analyzer. Likewise on TradeStation, same type of layout, okay, very similar. All right, here's my daily here, and I've got my 60 here and so forth, but here's my day trading tab. See, I've got 15-second, 1 minute, and 5-minute. Now, just so you know, I have all these templates, these workspaces, included in the download of the software. So when you download the software, you will have access to these. So you could actually just copy and paste the actual TradeStation file right into your layout. In fact, if you click on it inside the installation folder, it will open up in TradeStation, so you don't even have to move it. So a lot of possibilities there. Okay, so I just kind of wanted to share those quick little ways to get around things. Kind of interesting. If anybody is using TradeStation and wants to shed any light on that, definitely let us know, okay? Patrick, I know you use TradeStation, so if you have any insights on any of that, let us know, okay? How many people are using TradeStation out there, just out of curiosity? Always like to ask that question too. Our software works on TradeStation, eSignal, NinjaTrader, MT4, MT5, multi-charts. The scanner is only available, and eSignal, okay? The scanner is only available on TradeStation, NinjaTrader, and multi-charts. The other softwares do not have compatible scanners, and some don't even have scanners. I don't think MT4 has a scanner. Okay, so some, like Christian is saying, actively trading on Ninja, TradeStation only for EOD analysis. I'll tell you, one of the cool things I like about the Ninja platform is I love the ability to actually see the entry. All right, this is kind of cool. All right, so I'll just do a simulated trade here. Let's just say we bought here, okay? We bought one contract. So it puts it right on the chart. Kind of cool, right? And then if I go over here, okay, and then go to new and put an order ticket in there. All right, let's say I want to put a stop down this. Let's say we want to put a stop at the pyramid here. All right, so first thing you want to do is put MNQ in here. All right, you want that to be a stop market, right? All right, it's one contract would be due, right? So then we come down here, show the data box, and put it right at the bottom of the price bar that formed the base leg of the pyramid. And so that's 12221.75. So we got to go one tick under. So that's 12221.50, right? So then we go to the order ticket and we put that in here. 12221.50. Okay, and this is going to be a sell. So we hit sell, and there it is. Okay, so if you're a visual person, this is very cool. All right, this is why NinjaTrader is so popular with folks, because it gives you this visualization. Now, there's other platforms that probably do the same thing, but it's kind of a very cool way of doing it, right? And then you can come up here, and you'll have your total P&L, unrealized P&L, so you can keep an eye on things all the time. All right, so kind of cool, right? So that visualization is, I think, why Ninja is so popular. How many people like that? And then, you can move the stop too. Okay, so you can go down here, you can move it here without having to re-enter it. So it just makes it really, really like super convenient. Okay, close to getting stopped out here. And then watch what happens if we get stopped out. It'll show the entry price as well as the exit price. So when you review it, save the chart, okay, you've got that information right in front of you. So that's kind of cool. So I love that type of visualization that you get. I think that's pretty cool. Okay, kind of cool, right? All right, so anyway, then you can come up here, you can edit the account, reset it on a simulated basis, and the things go away and you're ready for the next day. So when I tell people, they should, when they start out using our software, they should really practice it, called paper trading or simulated trading. You can do that in just about any of the platforms because they give you a simulated account if you want one to do that in, okay? And I would make the simulated account as realistic as possible to if you were trading with real money. In other words, use the same amount size that you have in cash available for trading and things like that. All right. And if you day trade and position trade, have separate accounts for that. Keep it separate. Makes the see how you're doing in each style of trading a lot easier too. All right, any questions? Any more questions? Okay. Well, I think since no more new questions, those
I
of
have
you
a
that are
question.
yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'm surprised nobody's asking about yesterday's 1200 market drop. I'm curious to hear what you have to say about it.
Well, that's why we have the Moore report. The Moore report covers that, and also the Oracle Inner Circle. But basically, it was a big drop. However, it did not go below one of these support levels, the bearish support levels that I was basically looking for. So I kind of think right now we're expecting a long-term correction, but I'm not so sure the bullish B wave, which is an Elliott wave terminology, is over yet. So I think that's kind of going up. It's pretty complicated, and you need to kind of see the charts that we draw for that. So we do have a service for that, okay? And it's called the Moore. But always when you get a big market drop like that, what we do is take a look at it. We don't necessarily react on just one day. For example, the market's up 100 points today. Some days get over exaggerated based on news, and what caused that yesterday was a higher inflation report than was expected. So that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to keep going down, down, down. We do think that'll happen at some point, but right now we still think we are in a bullish B wave possibility. We've got a green PTF on the chart. Let me just run over to show you that on the Dow Jones here. Give me a second. Let me go over to that. And so this type of situation here is indicating with a 75% probability we have one more high to come. Now, if this changes and goes red, then of course that negates that. But if this is A wave, then I think we're still in B wave, and then eventually C wave will come. And of course, that's a wave 3 here on the weekly with an A and B possibly still in progress. So I don't see it. I don't really see. I see it here in A, B, C, and here. So I think maybe we're in A, B, and we got one more move to the upside before this bullish B wave is over. At least that's kind of what it's looking. Things could change, but that's kind of what it's looking like now. Okay. Milan, that chart I don't have available right now simply because I only show that chart to people in the Moore report. So are you part of the Moore program? That's the Market Opportunity Report or the Oracle Inner Circle. The real purpose of the client support, the real purpose of the client support is to answer questions and not really talk about the overall market. So I don't like to really get too deep into this because it's complicated and it can take me a little while to explain it for those that don't understand the Elliott wave. But you may want to consider the Moore report for that, okay? It's an excellent service. But basically, if you know our software, if you got a red PTF here, we're looking probably to go eventually, once this bullish impulse is done, down below 18,000 on the market at some point. We think that'll happen at the end of next year. Okay. All right. Any other questions on how to use the software or anything of that nature? All right. Well, I think that's good then for this week. All right. So we recorded this, and don't forget all the recordings go on our YouTube private channel. All right. And they're hidden, but you have the link in the client support area to access this. And so we'll see you back next week. So if you have any questions, write them down and bring them here. That's the purpose of this, for us to meet weekly and to basically get you squared away every week. Okay. All right, well, have a great week. Hopefully it's starting to cool down a little bit where you are. We had like 100 degrees last week and now it's in the 60s, so it's a big change, kind of a good change, a nice change. So that's a good thing. So, all right, so we'll see you back here in next week. And if you're coming to the summit, I'll see you there tomorrow. All right, looking forward to that. All right, take care, everybody. Thanks so much for being here.